Hey you guys, welcome back. So today I thought it'd be cool and fun for me to do a little voiceover for you guys so I can walk you through how I do my clients' nails. Okay, so first off, I like to take a cuticle pusher and start pushing back her cuticles or her eponychium. That's the better term for it, her actual eponychium. Push that back and get them ready so that we can actually prep the space that is important to prep, because we obviously need to create some more space so that we can adhere the most product for better adhesion. So that's the reason why you push back. Also helps to get rid of all that dead skin or all that dead cuticle off your nail beds or underneath or attached to your eponychium. Okay, so I am taking my drill that is from Young Nails and I love it. I will give it a 10. And I usually like to prep the nail on I think it's 03. That's the setting on this drill for the prep speed that I do, or a 4. So a 3 or 4 for me, depending. And yeah, for me, it depends really on the client's nails. So I'm just going on and removing all that shine, going around the cuticle, making sure I have it all nice and cleaned up. You will see it with your own eyes. If you need to basically see a better look, I'll do a little zoom in so you guys can see. I go kind of underneath, like a little sweep underneath the cuticle. That's what a lot of people call it, but it's the eponychium. You go underneath the eponychium. The cuticle is what you're removing, and you don't want to get too close with removing too much cuticle, because that is the barrier for your nail. But if some people have, really bad cuticles, and even pushing them back with the sanding band is not working, obviously you have to remove a lot of the dry ones that are visible. But anyways, we're doing the same thing on her other hand. And like I said, remove all that shine gently. Don't be very rough. You really don't have to be rough, especially with this part right here, because all you're really doing is prepping. I know some people work really fast and they can, I know some people that have really fast drills that they don't even control the drill itself. The drill itself just is very fast or very slow, and I'm like, don't. This is why it's important to get a good drill, but it can mess up a person's nail bed. So make sure you get a good drill, because it's having a good drill and knowing the technique. Trust me, I've been there. I've burnt people, like I've given people rings of fire. It happens, you guys. So if you don't know what you're doing, especially in the beginning, I did that. So that's how you learn, though. You're going to, unless you're like a really good nail tech, then like off rip, then okay. I believe that there's a thing, but no, a lot of us are gonna make mistakes, and that's okay. I'm not saying it's okay to burn their nails, but it's okay to learn, like, oh, okay, that's why I did that. I'm not gonna do that next time, or I'm gonna do some research and I'm gonna figure out why that is happening. You know what I mean? It's just getting into your craft and actually caring about the person in front of you. You know what I mean? You have to care for their natural nail, their actual person. So you don't want to mess their natural part of their body. You know what I mean? So you do have to be delicate for the most part. It is a rough, not a rough like thing to do, but like this is obviously not a natural thing to do. It's a extension to some part of your body. So yeah, but we are taking some glue, and I'm sorry that you can't see it here, but I'm just adding the tips now. I'm turning her hand around for whatever reason here. I don't remember. I think it's because some of it needed glue. I don't know. Anyway, so you're gonna see me turn her hands around though, because I kind of like to do that instead. I did it mostly with her other hand, but I should have started doing that on this hand, but sometimes not everybody needs it, but I think I should make it a habit. But usually I like to turn their hand around and make sure that the tips are on straight, because when you're placing them like this, you can easily make, more mistakes because of the view and the way their hand is. I just feel like you have more control when you turn their hands around and you're applying nail tips. You get a better view for sure, like this. So you turn it around and you have a better view. You can see if they're parallel really well, because you have them at your eye view, you have them straightened out to, you know what I mean, to your view, and you can't really see from their view, obviously. So yeah, I think like that's the best thing to do. I think I added one of these nail tips, so you're gonna see, you guys, we still all make mistakes here even after a couple years. I think I added this specific one crooked, and I saw it when I turned it around instead of applying it when it was reversed. If it wasn't this one, then it was definitely the other hand, you're gonna see. But now we're just adding more glue to the tip and placing it, and this one's much easier to see for me, but I still turn it around, make sure that it is on straight, because if it's not, while the glue's still wet, you guys, you can try to take it off as gentle, like you're gonna see me do. But I do obviously ask sometimes, is that hurting if I'm prying it off? I don't want to hurt a person, so I rather just ask them, like, if it hurts, let me know. If it doesn't, then okay. It shouldn't be too bad. Like, it's not really anything. If the product is still wet, if the glue's still wet, then you should be able to take it off. But you can see that my view now is way better right here, adding them like that. So it's definitely, you know, one of my tips for you guys, how to apply tips. Okay. But yeah, look at this, much easier. Definitely makes me feel more confident when I can see exactly what I'm doing. And don't think that the client's gonna get annoyed of you asking. They don't really care. They want you to move them around like a rag doll just to make sure their nails are pretty, because they get there are some people that are stiff, but a lot of my clients, 80%, are just relaxed. Their nails, see, this is the one I messed up. So even when I turned it around, and it wasn't even that, I was basically distracting myself because I talk too much, I swear. Sometimes I talk too much to my clients and I'm like, oh my gosh, I distract myself. So what I did is just take it off while it was wet, so you can go back if you want to see. But I take the nail tip off while it's wet, so it's easy to come off, and then I prep the nail again at the bottom only to remove the dried up glue. And we removed the dust, and now we're gonna measure and get another one. We're gonna add some glue. I use the IBD glue from Sally's, and what am I using? Oh, the file is from, wait, what did I say? No, the IBD glue, they probably have it at Sally's, but I got it at Cosmoprof. And then or no, wait, maybe. Okay, they both have this actually. They both have the glue. So Cosmoprof or Sally's, I got that from. And then the file, I got it, yeah, Sally's as well. And then for the tips, I got them on Amazon. And I believe I have links for the tips down below, and I think for my drill bit too, but they do have the drill bit on youngnails.com. I get my sanding bands from Cosmoprof and Sally's because they always have them there, and it's easy access if I'm literally running out, so it's great for that. And honestly, this file from Sally's, I think they're 99 cents each, really expensive, but they actually work really well, and my clients are free to take their file and their buffer every time they come. It's like their little gift home, or for sanitary purposes. I don't like to reuse them, but this here, what am I doing here? I'm going to basically take my little nail form where I size the nails, and I ask them, do you want them short, medium, long, extra long? And then they'll tell me, oh, the black line there. So that first black line is short, so the second black line, she's asking for medium. She asked me to cut where the second black line is. That is the medium size, and you can see the third black line would be like a large, and at the tip it becomes like an extra large. And it makes it easier for me as well to charge. So if they get short, which is the first black line, we keep the price what it is, and then if they ask for medium, then it's plus $5, and then long is 10, and then extra long is 15. And I think that's a pretty fair way. Now if they're extendos, and that might be like an extra $20 to $30 depending on the length, but I don't really do those types of nails, you guys. My clients are mostly medium or long nail clients. A lot of them are short as well, and I like every shape that I do. I feel like maybe the I don't know, the extendos, I've heard those last hours. I've done them and I know they last like 3 or 4 hours, but I mean, for what they're paying, and obviously it's worth the work, but I really just love an elegant nail as well, and I think medium is technically like what I like too. Medium and long is what I go for myself personally, even for myself to wear. But the average nail size, you guys, is medium. So people usually get medium. So that's basically anybody that's going to come in the door, they're going to ask mostly for medium. So I tend to do a lot of medium coffin. Right now, what you guys, I don't know if you guys noticed, but almond is back, which I love. I love almond nails. See how I talk so much? Oh my gosh. I'm just leaving all this for you guys to see. This is why I don't get my work done in time. This was supposed to be a 1 hour freestyle, and then it turned into a 2 hour freestyle because I was trying to work on my time, but I've also realized that I don't really care for the 1 hour anything. Like, if you're trying to speed anything up, I'm like, what can I really do in an hour? Not something amazing. Or maybe, I don't know. Some people are very, very talented and they can, but I get very, I don't know what the word is. I get very like, no, it needs this and it needs that, and then I don't know. I just got issues. But I think I just need the extra time just to relax and do it the right way and actually be more, I guess, artistic with it. Because I feel like if you're putting a time on your work, then I don't think you make it less fun. I feel like you're on this, I don't know what you call it. You're just like on a time crunch, then that gives people stress, I guess. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'd like to work as relaxed because I get the best result. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. Okay, so here I'm just filing the sides and the free edge a little bit. And I do this just to kind of have a shape that is almost there to what I want at the end, because it makes finish filing easier when you're now, well, at least in my opinion. I think if you do this part first, I feel like your nails are gonna have a better application, and then when you have a better application, you have a easier finish filing process. And I think that's what every nail tech nowadays tries to avoid. We try to put it on as neat and as, I guess, perfect, even though perfect doesn't exist, but we try to get it as close to it so that we have less finish filing. And I'm sorry, you guys, there's dogs in this neighborhood and I don't know if you could hear them, but if you can, sorry. Anyway, so that's the reason why a lot of us nail techs like to pre-shape the tips even though we haven't applied anything yet, because we want to get that smooth finish file that is obviously very satisfying to everyone, and that's really the purpose for it. So we don't need to like file them too perfectly, but we do want them very accurate, because that's backing up what I just said. We just need a cleaner finish. At least I don't know, it just does something to me. I just love finish filing, and you barely have much to do, and it's easier, and you don't have stuff flooding your cuticles. Like, what else do you want? Like, what else could you ask for? You don't, I don't know. When I used to do my nails in the beginning, I would mess them up so bad, and it was a lot of more annoying when you had them all messy and applied all messed up. Like, it just didn't look good, and it was touching the cuticle, and then, you know, when you're new, the acrylic on your skin looks bad, and it starts flooding your cuticle, and then obviously they lift faster, and then when you had to finish file them, oh my gosh, it was the worst, because you're like, ow, you're hurting your skin, because you got the acrylic so close to your skin that now even filing it is giving you problems. So I guess that's the purpose. You try to do it as clean so that there's less problems and it's easier to just finish off. You're basically preventing a problem. Okay, so as you can see, I talked the whole time with the other hand, but right now we're just removing the little, I forgot what it's called, where it connects, but you're kind of like blending the tip to the natural nail, but you're not really touching the natural nail, so you're making sure that the tip is blended to the natural nail. So don't touch the natural nail. The natural nail was already prepped, and it doesn't need to be touched again, because you don't want to keep removing those layers. Now, at this point, I had no idea what I was doing for her, but I had an idea that I did want to do some 3D art. So I was like, okay, we're going to freestyle some 3D art. And this is why I like doing freestyles, you guys, because when you're a nail artist and they say, hey, you could do a freestyle, it's like, yay, because then you can do anything you've been wanting to do in a while to see how you do, and it kind of makes your job a lot more fun. Freestyling it, basically. Okay, so I'm going to take this brush. Remember how we were talking about the brush? This is the brush. This is a good brush. These are really cheap too. You can get them at Sally's or online. They're just called manicure brushes. They have some types of them at the Dollar Tree too, but I prefer these from Sally's and I think it's Cosmoprof. That's where I usually get them. But you take that brush and you put it in swipe, and it cleanses the nails beautifully, as you guys could see. Here I was gonna use this Valentino, but I ended up changing my mind, and I was like, you know what, let's do some Young Nails Cover Pink, because it just is the perfect nude. I swear, you guys, you cannot go wrong with Cover Pink. I swear this color looks good on everybody. It's so neutral. But at this point, you guys, I still don't know what I was doing, so I was just gonna, like I said, I was just gonna freestyle it. Right here, I'm just prepping with Young Nails primer, or their protein bond is what they're known as. And the primer is really just being used as a double tape, as the company calls it, to adhere the acrylic powder once it is polymerized to attach to the natural nail without having to be basically bonded to the natural nail. Does that make sense, you guys? It's basically a nice barrier that is adhering to your natural nail, and simultaneously it is adhering to the acrylic, and that way the client can keep their natural nails very beautiful and healthy. Okay, another thing I like to do, which I will admit I forget sometimes, I like to add some clear to a full set for that extra protection, whether the client one day want to change up the color, or for easier soak offs. That's the word I was trying to use. Okay, so this, it makes it easy to soak off a nail, you guys, for me, because say you have a client, they come back and you put this under any color, and you cut down their nails, and then you file off the most you can on top. So the acrylic underneath is the clear, and I don't know about you guys, and please comment down below if you agree, but I find it easier to remove the nails when you're about to do a soak off when there's only clear there near the natural nail. Comment down below if you guys agree or not, or if you guys tried this, or if you're thinking of trying it. Okay, so if you can see, I take a bead of clear, Speed Clear to be exact, by Young Nails, and we're adding it right here onto the natural nail, and we're basically using this as a barrier, and this is going to help protect the natural nail, or soaking off wise, it'll help remove it easier. So this is what I like to do if, say, one day the client wants to get like a dark blue or black or whatever, a white, those hard colors to come off, right? And hard to cover up if you do a fill with the color change. So what I like to do is this, because if you've ever noticed, it is so hard to take off those colors. But if you have to cap it before, if you capped it prior, it makes your job so much easier. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so now I'm taking that cover. I'm sorry, I'm taking that. Well, yeah, it is cover. I'm taking that Cover Pink by Young Nails, and I'm doing like a little bit of an ombre effect. And we're placing a bead of the Cover Pink near the cuticle and blending it down, feathering it down. Okay, so for the reason of doing this little ombre here and feathering this pink down the nail is because we're going to be adding a Tammy Taylor glitter color. I don't remember what the name is, and I'm not at the studio right now. I'm doing this voiceover at home, but it is a Tammy Taylor color, and it's basically going to be feathered bottom up in a sense to look like a nice pretty glitter fade ombre. And we're doing that on both of the, not the pointer, the index. Index is the pointer. Okay, we're doing it in the middle finger, and we're doing it in the ring finger, and we're doing that on both of the hands because I am going to be adding the 3D art on one of them. I also like to use the Young Nails monomer if you guys are interested in knowing what liquid and powder I prefer. It is the Young Nails powders and monomer, and obviously as of colored acrylics, I don't have a preference really, because a lot of the times something can be expensive and not be good, or something can be cheap and be really good. So with color acrylics, you really have to try a lot of them, but I could do a video for you guys to show you which ones I like. There are some companies where they are different in consistency, so you can't really rate them on consistency, but you can rate them off the majority of their powders. Like Glam and Glitz, their powders, they're not all consistent, but a lot of the times they're very pigmented, and I actually really like their powders for that reason. Okay, so now we're picking up another bead. That one was not big enough. So I'm going back with a bigger bead. I dried it obviously on the paper towel. And I am feathering it down. I'm actually at the same time letting it polymerize slowly and feathering it down. Getting the sides. I kind of like to pat them parallel on the sides and on the top. And the free edge, patting it into place can make your look a lot cleaner. And I'll repeat it again and again. It helps the finish filing process a lot. Makes it easier. So my favorite cheap clear, if anybody's interested. Actually, I don't even know how much it costs now. I was going to say the Mia Secret, but I'm sure it's still more affordable than the high-end monomer. So if you're looking for something more inexpensive, I started out, well, not really, I didn't really start out, but I did start using Mia Secret a lot for a long time in my nail career for my clients. I mean, when I mean a long time, not really, but to me it was a long time, like maybe a year and a half. And I went back to other nail products. I kind of like to switch on and off, but I did maybe for like a good year, I did use Mia Secret a lot, and it was pretty inexpensive, and their covers are pretty good too. My favorite is probably Rose, I think it's called Cover Rose, and then they have another one that I really like, Cover Nude Blush, I believe. It's more like a not a pinkish tone, it's more like actually like a skin tone, like a more tanner tone. I don't know how to explain it, like a peach tone. But anyways, enough of that jabber. I'm over here talking nonsense. So as you can see, for this one, I am adding it closer to the cuticle and feathering it down. And we're adding another bead. Something is missing, obviously. And we're cleaning it up simultaneously, dipping in the liquid, going into the powder, drying the bead, getting it a little bit, keeping it just a little bit wet. You always like your beads closer to the cuticle, just a tad bit wetter. And this looks pretty good. I'm looking at it out the sides, guys. You could add another, you could look at the sides and add another bead if you have to, but it looks for the most part good to go. My big head in the way. Okay, there was a little spot we had to get. That's why it's important to look at the sides. There's something that was like a little gap there missing on the side wall or the nail groove. Like I said, it's important to add enough product even at the free edge, but you don't want it too thick at the free edge either. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go and we're gonna do this finger right here, and we're gonna do the exact same thing. Add a bigger bead, 3/4 of the way up, fade it down. Take another bead, and you're gonna want to place your second bead right below the cuticle area. As it flows down, you can continuously push it up to make sure it is fully covered, and fade it down. Pat the sides, clean around the cuticle. Take another bead, fill the back part, clean it up, feather down, pat, free edge. I sound like a robot. But I'm just trying to repeat it in that sense so you guys can, you know, make little mental notes. That's literally what I think in my head when I'm doing this. I'm adding a bead, cleaning up around, making sure it's not on the skin so that their nails could last, and you have less of a mess to work with, and you can finish out easier. Going to the pointer, we're doing the exact same thing. We're adding more product, so this is a bigger bead, letting it polymerize, and at the same time letting it fade down when we pat the sides. Getting another bead. This one's gonna go closer to the cuticle. So satisfying, right? Fading it down, patting the sides, looking at it from all angles to make sure everything is covered, and if it's not, we add more. Cleaning up. Love this brush. Once again, it's a C&D oval size 12, and I got it at Cosmoprof. Maybe online they may have it, but this is a very expensive company. C&D was actually the company when I was in nail school that we had the kits for. That was the brand, and the teacher told us it was that C&D was basically the Bentley of nail products at the time. This was back in 2014. I don't know, because as soon as I graduated from nail school, Young Nails started popping, and I hopped on the bandwagon because honestly, I love it so much. And that is my favorite company. To me, it's, some people think that it is all hype, but I don't. I really think they live up to their name. All their products are 5-star, I believe. I love the drill. I would give that a 10. I love everything I've ever tried from them, honestly. And if I have to be honest, I just wouldn't buy their tips as of now. Not their Gel X looking tips, but I wouldn't. I think I've tried their regular tips, but I don't think I like them. Other than that, Young Nails basically is my staple brand for my business because I use their swipe, I use their primer, I use their liquid, their powder, I use their drill, I use a lot of their things. I use some of their bits. And obviously they have a lot of free education online, and I actually really appreciate that. So you go, Glen Coco. Anyway, so now that we did the application, you guys, I am going to do the gold fade on the middle and the ring finger. And like I said, I did get a Tammy Taylor color. I just can, honest to God, not remember what it was called. But anywho, I'm going to start doing more freestyles with my products so you guys can see how they work. I think, oh my gosh, now I'm kind of sad I didn't use it today, but now I remembered to do it tomorrow. And I do have 3 clients tomorrow, so thank you, God. That's a blessing. But I have 3 people coming tomorrow, and I think I actually don't know how many are getting a freestyle tomorrow, but I know one of them for sure is. So I cannot wait to use my products and see what I can do. And that's why I'm gonna repeat again. It's important to add that little layer of clear in case they need to change the color more easily. Okay, what are we doing here? Obviously, by the look of my clients' hands, we're talking our mouths away. I love my clients so much. A lot of them, I feel like I know them so much, like so well. So for so many years. Well, some of them have been coming to me for literally years, since I started. But some of them are new. But I feel like I've known them forever because I've talked to them for hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you get to know somebody, you have conversations with them. So that's how I feel with my clients. it's just weird. It's a little weird that I feel like I have a billion friends, literally, and I get to talk to them all the time. It's cool. Anyways, we added the glitter and we're fading it. We're adding enough, making sure it's covering to where I want it covered, and then little by little I'm taking the tip of this brush and kind of like brushing them up and down, making sure I'm creating the fade that I want. Like I said, everybody works differently, you guys. Don't feel that, oh, she does it like somebody else does it like this and I have to do it like that. What if you make a better way to do it? Okay, stop being so in the box. Because like I said, this is how we got all these amazing nail techs nowadays, and I love to learn from each and every one of them because I just love the creativity in this industry. But I feel as if I need to have more free time to do it. Anyway, I really think that it is important not to be too time constructed. And if you guys want to know what a good average nail tech that actually does decent work, how long it takes them, this took me 2 hours, and it usually, all of my clients are at least 2 hours. That's how long most of my appointments are booked. Why? Because we need that extra time. And sometimes it works out because some of them forget to put like a soak off or something. And because I put them in that extra time, we have time to do it. And we may not have time to do something super extravagant, but we still are able to do something really cute and glamorous. But it is important to book the soak off just in case, because it does give us more time. I love this gold. It's so pretty. And I'm not gonna lie, this one gold that I bought, I got it from NUDE back in the day, his website. And I think the color is called Trophy, and it's my favorite gold ever. I still have it. I just don't want to run out of it because there's such little bottles. That's the only thing I hate, but I love his like glitter combinations. They're just very small, but it goes a long way, you guys. You really don't have to be like me. And I swear I'm very wasteful. I need to calm down. Look at all that glitter on the table. I can be very wasteful. I need to like watch myself. But anyway, like I said, this is my art. This is my fun. This is how I like to do things. Some artists are obviously messy when they paint, so let me be messy with the stuff. Oh my gosh, I miss doing voiceovers though, you guys. But it is a lot more time consuming because I like to talk a lot and I don't want to keep stopping when I talk. But yeah, they do. Sometimes if the video's long, I tend to like talk forever. And then my phone died recently right now. So I had to like stop doing the voiceover and then continue. And then people kept calling me. But yeah, we're just capping the glitter nails, you guys, as you guys can see. I'm doing all of them, which are both rings and both middle fingers. And the reason to cap is because we need something to cover up all that glitter so that when we go to file it, it's not messed up and we have a beautiful finish at the end after we buff. Okay, you guys, so I just looked at the time and I really want to sit here and talk to you guys all day. I'm gonna try to, but I'm gonna end up putting music in the video because I'm not gonna be able to keep recording. So it's gonna save me some time for right now. I need to go pick up my son from school, but I will continue to do some of the voiceover for most of the video. So just relax, sit back and enjoy the music, and I guess just sit back and watch. And I know that some of you are visual learners, so this will probably be very helpful for most of you. Alright guys, so I'm using a 100-180 file. I got this at Sally's, and we're just going to file the sides, which are the nail grooves. Go underneath the nail because sometimes acrylic likes to get stuck over there, and we're just reshaping that coffin shape. The shape does get distorted after the acrylic application, so you just want to reshape is basically what you're doing, and that is why I like to get it as perfect as possible to what I can do, because I don't want to do too much work at the end. It is very, I think the word is straining on your hand. Anyway, so yeah, this is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do this on all of them, and I'm going to turn her nails around and do the free edge like this as well to get it as straight as possible. Okay, so now we're taking my Young Nails drill, and I am just finished filing. This is what I mean by making your job easier. So I'm going from the right to the left, and first I start with going on the cuticle area, if you guys can see, and then I go onto the sides of the nails and the top foundation part of the nail. And as you can see, I go from I go from right to left, right to left. That's how I do. Well, I am right-handed, if anybody's wondering. I can do my hand with my left a little bit, but I don't know if I can do my client. I should try that one day, actually. That sounds very dangerous. We shall get a guinea pig. And I was thinking of my boyfriend, but no, he probably would never let me. Anyway, going underneath the nail, going down the nail to make sure that you're looking at all the angles and making sure everything looks evened out, going side to side, side to side, making sure you go around the cuticle. Do not forget the most important part, that cuticle work. And then you just like to feather it down in a sense, as if, you know how you do your brush, you feather it down. I kind of like to call the same technique with the bit, even though that doesn't make sense. But it looks like I'm feathering it down, but that doesn't really go with it. Anyway, so anyways, we are doing the same thing here. Just watch really close to how I hold our finger, going from right to left with the drill, going down the nail, evening out, checking out the angles. Yes, I love this part. This is my favorite part. So satisfying. Even I'm mesmerized right now. Then again, I'm just tired. I'm a little tired today. So I sound pretty down, pretty low. Like I think I want to take a nap, but I can't. I have to go pick up my son. Around the cuticle, right to left, down the nail. And you can go side to side if you wish. Going down the grooves. Turn this off. I can't wait to do my nails, you guys. I have another video coming up for that. I take the NUDE buffer. I kind of blend the sides. Or not blend, but like, what do they call it? I forgot what it's called. But anyway, we're taking a buffer and we're finished buffing, and going underneath the nail is really important as well. A lot of the times when you are reshaping and you did apply acrylic, some things can get stuck under there. So you just want to make sure you're getting things off the skin and smoothing out the nail and underneath the nail. Very important to smooth underneath. Makes polishing a lot easier. Trust me, makes everything a lot easier. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other hand. Alright guys, as you can see, I've been doing this V French, and the color that I'm using is from Madame Glam. They have the best polishes, you guys. I don't remember the name. Oh my gosh, but this is like my favorite color from them, I swear. Anyway, if I find out, I will leave it in the comments or description box. But I am using this brush. I also got this from Amazon. I'm going to try my best to link down these things, you guys, for you if you're interested. And if you have any questions of what I'm using or any tips or anything, go ahead and comment down below and I will get back as soon as I can. I do not promise to get back to everyone, you guys, but I will promise to get back to as many people as I can. But anywho's, you guys, doing the same thing on the opposite hand. Tell me that this freaking pink from Young Nails is not cute. It's so cute. So cute. It goes with everything, you guys. Everyone, it looks great. But anyways, yes, we're taking the striper brush and we're just, this is an easy design, guys. We're just putting two lines, getting them as close to each other as possible and cleaning them up a little bit, making sure that any little mistakes are cleaned up. And you will see how I finish file these French things as well, because after I add the top coat to them, at the end I still go and reshape the nails because the gel will mess up the shape again on your nails, even though you shaped, reshaped, shaped. So yeah. Now for the fun part. I am going to be doing the 3D art, you guys. I cannot wait to show you. So what I do is I take this PANA 3D brush. I think I have that in my description box. Or not, is it this? Yeah, I think I do. I usually have like a standard description thing that pops up. But if it's not, I'll try to add whatever I can for you guys. And like I said, if you want to know, it is on Amazon. It's not hard to find. It's a PANA number 4 3D brush. Anywho's, we're taking this little Swarovski crystal. The size looks like a number 12 crystal, and we are basically drying it with some Mia's Secret or IBD glue. I think I used both because I always use Mia's Secret gel resin, but I think on the other hand I accidentally used IBD first, but then I added a little bit of Mia's Secret gel resin. But that's what I added to adhere the bling right here. We're taking that brush from PANA, number 4, I believe. And I'm trying to see it if that's what it says on the brush. But I do remember it being like a 4 because I had another girl. She had bought like a 3 by accident. And I think it was too small for her. And I really like the number 4. But I think she says she prefers the number 3. But like I said, to each his own. Every nail tech is different. That is the beauty of the industry. Don't compare yourself to nobody but yourself. And if you have people you look up to, great. But don't try to be them exactly. Anywho, just be the best you, basically. Anywho, we're adding this other bead, and this is just the way I do the petals. I did a bigger bead for the middle petal, and then we're going to do a slightly smaller bead. And what I like to do is take this brush, and you see how it is cut like a triangle, kind of. So it helps you mold those little petals so easy. Let's take another bead. I will show you the process. Get a little bit of liquid, go into whatever powder. Not all powders help you do 3D art, but these core powders or these covers have more durability, so it's easier and moldable. So with this one, you just add the bead, you let it kind of harden a little bit and polymerize so that it is kind of like clay-like and you can mold it. And then you just make like the little dent with your brush flat down onto the bead, and it creates kind of like a crease, and you start blending and opening up the little petal. That's how I usually do it. For this hand, we're going to do a different type of flower. I added some glue onto her cuticle, well, not cuticle, but like near her cuticle, and I added a number 12. I don't know, this is either a 12 or a 16, and no, this is definitely not a 12, this is a 16 Swarovski crystal. So we're adding that bead, and the same color that we used for her nude nails is what we're adding, or what we're using for this nail. So, or for the color of the petal. So it is the cover pink. And same thing, you added the bead, and you see how I am basically letting it polarize just a little bit, and then it's movable, so you start pinching it in a sense down, and it's flat. You can see my brush is flat, and I do use the tip to kind of like let it go underneath a little bit so that the acrylic can hug that crystal, and it actually makes it last longer as well. We're going to take another bead on the opposite side. This actual 3 art here is pretty easy to do. It's as easy as what you just saw me do. You see how I'm flattening it and I'm pinching kind of like if I'm pinching it underneath the crystal to let it stay there. And with these, you don't want to feather it out too much. I want the sides to be more rounder and just for the middle to come out. And that is so pretty. I love it. What do you guys think? Oh my gosh, comment down below what you guys think so far. Love the color combo here. Okay, so now I'm gonna add these little gold caviar beads. I did add some clear onto the petals, some speed clear. You could use whatever clear powder to make them last. The reason why I used the acrylic is because I know that it'll adhere a lot more, and it just gives the look, it just gives the nails a more elegant look by adding these little beads. We're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side, adding some clear, taking some of these caviar gold beads and adding them to the petals. Definitely looks more lavish. Adding some more. And I think I added some gel top coat on them just to make sure they don't change colors, but let's be real, they may. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should try a different method. But then again, regardless, if you don't cap those, that's the reason why I capped them with some clear top coat, was because they tend to, like, if you wash your hands, they're going to tend to, the color's going to eventually come off, basically. But anyway, here we go. We're going to add this. I believe this is like a number 10 or a number 9 Swarovski, and we're adding it in the cuticle area for a little design. We're going to spray that with some Secret activator spray to set it. I love these. Oh my gosh. I'm just getting excited looking at them, and they're not even on me. They're on my client, and I did them today. Anyway, this is my favorite part about my job. Looking at all the work I've done. It's so cute. Okay guys, so this is what I meant. I wanted to put some gel top coat onto the beads just so that the caviar beads don't fade in color. So adding just a little bit of that gel top coat will help out, but I didn't want it to make my petals look all like glossy either. I wanted to keep that matte finish, so I did take the cleanup brush to clean up around a little bit. But look, you guys, oh my gosh, I just love them. I'm like going crazy over them right now. They look so pretty on camera. Anyway, back to this. Okay, so I can remove the lamp and all that stuff now. I'm going to go ahead and add some cuticle oil and some lotion. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, you guys. I miss you guys so much. I'm so glad to be back. Oh wait, hold on, I'm finished filing. This is what I meant also when I told you that when I add the gel top coat to like the nails, any gel color, they do kind of distort the shape a little bit. So you just want to take the nails, turn the hand around where you have that French, so that you can clean up a little bit, because the color can get on there, and I just want it to be as crispy and clean as possible. All right, dust it off, and now we can add the cuticle oil. Anyways, guys, I'm so happy to be back. I miss you guys so much, and like I asked earlier, if you can have some video ideas in the comment section, please comment them down below. That would be great. Oh my gosh, I love my cuticle oil, you guys. I still have some in stock. If you guys want to order some cuticle oil, it is on my website. It is lauracouture.store. I hope that you guys check me out. I have a special for 25 acrylics for $125. They are big sizes. They are 1 ounce, and they're pretty pigmented. And it is 25 colors, so if you want a new set for only $125, you guys should cop it. I think it's a great deal. They are originally $13 on my website, but if you want to cop them for $5, so you get 25 of them for $5 each basically. And they have shop pay. We have shop pay on our Shopify website, you guys, so don't forget, visit lauracouture.store. And yeah, that's it. Visit lauracouture.store and just check me out. Even if you're not gonna buy anything, check it out and see what you guys think. That is all, you guys. This is the final product. I love you guys so much, and until next time, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.